information.
Now, this is around the Northwest. Thanks to Donna Marie there for Hours to Protect. Let's turn to cycling because Bike Week gets underway on Saturday, running for a week, well, just over a week. And there'll be, cycling clubs and others doing different things around the country to promote cycling, getting out into the outdoors and exercising fresh air, and it's all good. And one of the many clubs that will be doing activities is in Glenties. It's the Chonaill Gap Cycling Club. Ronan, Harper and Cess, Holden from the club join me now in the studio. Good afternoon to you both.
John, how are you? Nice to see you again.
Aye, nice to see you both. Looking fit and healthy.
Oh, you're such a flatterer, John. As they say, I'll give you half an hour to stop doing that.
It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. Anyway, good to see the sun. You brought the sunshine with you,
Yeah.
So hopefully the weather will get a bit better for cycling because it's been poor up to now.
It has. It's been cold as well. So it's, we've still been wearing the winter gear sort of in April, which isn't great. But hopefully that's the end of it now.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the club's doing a number of things as we chatted last time you were on, Ronan, the club's always very active in doing different events, but doing a number of things now for Bike Week and kids cycling treasure hunt. There's a Dr. Bike, which is health checks for your bike, and I like the title of this one, Return of the Bike.
Yeah.
Leisure cycles. In other words, getting back on your bike if it's been a while.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Straightforward premise.
Yeah, and I think I came up with that idea. I was sitting thinking about it one time. There's a song by Mark Morrison called Return of the Mac, and that was in my head. I thought, why not say Return of the Bike?
Great.
Just as a bit of a catch line on it.
Yeah, great tie-in.
Yeah.
Okay, so that Cess is aimed at people who just haven't been cycling for a while, I guess.
It is indeed. There's so many people who kind of think about going back on the bike, but their bikes are sitting in the back of the garage. They might have punctures, they might have rusty chains, they might have brakes that need working on. So we've combined the leisure cycle with the Dr. Bike. So bring your bike down, get the bike will be able to have a look at it, have a look, see what needs doing. Most bikes only take a very small amount of maintenance and they're back roadworthy again.
Right.
And then they can go out and cycle. And that leisure cycle, that really is the heart of cycling. People think of cycling clubs as being 100k, 150k plus mammals out there doing their thing, but it's not. It's the people who just go out and want to pedal because they love cycling, and those are the people that we're trying to attract through the leisure event.
And they just love getting out there into the fresh air, watching the fields go by, and appreciating things at a more leisurely pace than you could from a car or any other mode of transport. Cess mentioned bikes there, and they need very little maintenance. A number of times that I passed people on the road, this would be just leisurely cyclists, and something as simple as the saddle being at the wrong height, and you just feel like pulling over and go, listen, can I just help you out there because you're way too low.
Yeah, we've done a lot of that probably in some of the events that we've held recently, even some of our kids' events. We started last Tuesday, and I was sort of sitting down showing the parents about the importance of the saddle height because some of the seats are too low, so it's just too sore in your legs. So this Tuesday, actually this evening, we have our second day of that kids event in Glenties. Cycling skills part of Bike Week and stuff as well. So we're actually getting them there a little bit earlier today to make sure that we have the time to sort out those little bits and pieces on saddle height. For example,
before they do any cycling.
Yeah, before they do any cycling at all. So
simple things like that, and having the right amount of air in your tires and stuff. It's just basics. But once you know them and once you do them once or twice, then it's a given.
It's so important though, even from a safety perspective, to have all those things right. The right pressure in the tires, make sure the chain's lubed up, make sure the saddle, the brakes are working right, making sure that, as you said, the saddle is the right height. So yeah, I think today we're getting them there a little bit earlier, Cess, so that we can help them with that.
Last time you were on, you talked about the programme for kids, the 8-week programme for kids. And, I mean, a great idea, and it's been a great success.
We've been kind of pleasantly overwhelmed, John, isn't that right,
That's
Cecily?
very much the case, yeah.
Yeah. So we started it last week, and we 30 odd kids plus with their parents are there in Glenties, going through lots of different activities. I suppose there's 4 or 5 of us that are running that. We're accredited to run that. Cess, you've done some of the events on it as well, in terms of simple things like you've done slow riding, braking.
You've done the a few little obstacles and so on, and they're little tiny skills that you don't realise how important they are to make you a better cyclist. And we're getting them right from not being able to even ride a bike and just riding on a balance bike but still doing the skills, all the way through to 10, 11, 12-year-olds who know a little bit about cycling but are still doing quite tricky slaloms and skills.
I would say it's surprising the number of kids who can't or don't ride a bike now in comparison to, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago, where it was a given that every kid had a bike and you were out cycling with your pals the way you were out doing everything else with your pals, and a lot of the time you were unsupervised. So much has changed, and cycling for young people has taken a huge hit as well. So it's important that we make an effort to get kids back on bikes and back out there.
Yeah, and we had our first session last week, and we kind of sat down at the end of it when we were gathering up all the cones and all the bits and pieces, and we were looking at each other. We were absolutely buzzing because we had such a brilliant turnout for it, such a buzz around the place. The kids were having lots of fun. That we kind of spoke before, that was the main objective, so that they have fun, and all the kids are smiling and looking forward to coming back this week as well for day 2 of that. So yeah, it's been brilliant.
And it's about having fun because it's an activity the kids can do together. Let's go for a cycle, and then you get to go farther than you ever could on foot, and away you go. And it was a proper mode of transport for us because we live miles away from anywhere, so we absolutely needed a bike. Yeah. But it's important. Parents are listening in and going, that's all very well, but sure there's just nowhere safe where you could put them out cycling. Down, where your club's based in Glenties.
Yeah.
Thankfully, you've got the Glenties to Dunlow Road, which was it officially opened there during the week?
It was a couple of weeks ago. It was opened by Jack Chambers, and running alongside the road is also a greenway, so a bike path, and you could actually cycle all the way from Glenties to Dunlow without leaving the road, and that's fantastic for the kids and also for adults coming back to cycling who aren't as confident, because you mentioned when we were all growing up, the bike was your independence. Everybody had a bike because everybody rode a bike. Everybody went everywhere by bike, but we didn't have the traffic around then that we have around these days. So just being able to go 30 kilometres, which it is from Glenties to Dunlow, but 30 kilometres without having to meet traffic is a huge thing for the kids around.
And that's why it's so important to have areas like that. That's a long distance, but
that's good, yeah.
But even having a wood or somewhere off-road where kids can just gather together, go for a bit of a cycle or go for a bit of a stretch. I mean, you could send kids off, and if they wanted to cycle from Glenties to Dunlow, at least you're safe from the knowledge that they don't have to go on the road.
Exactly, and we are blessed to have those kind of facilities around us with stunning views on a good day, and you mentioned kind of the woods and stuff as well. So as part of Bike Week, we've got we've events happening throughout the week. Starts on Saturday with the return of the bike, and we're having those maintenance checks. On Sunday, Cess, we've got the kids treasure hunt, which is in the woods, and that's going to provide a little bit of variety of kids who want to maybe have a little bit more off-road kind of experience, but still it's suitable for any bike, and it's a lot of fun for the kids. We mentioned that the last time I was there. So there's
something a wee bit different.
Something a wee bit different, yeah. It's something a wee bit different, and again, it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun, and it's also extremely safe. We've got your man's coffee is coming down on the Sunday to provide refreshments. So basically keep the adults fed while the kids go off and do their cycling.
That's important too.
And there won't be a car around, which is perfect.
Yeah.
We're chatting here mostly, for the most part, about road bikes. But it's important too that we have trails and areas for mountain biking. It's hard to believe in a county the size of ours and the sort that it is that we don't have a dedicated mountain bike area.
Yeah, and it's such a shame because it's such a big, beautiful county. We probably are envious of other counties around the place that have these trails. We would love to see more investment in mountain bike trails, purpose-built mountain bike trails. We would often go to other counties like Sligo. We'd go to down to Clooney Woods down there, or Killarney down there. We would go to Rostrevor. We look at Dublin. They've got TikTok Mountains. There's purpose-built mountain bike trails around there. And
they bring people to those areas.
Oh, big time.
Because you've chatted that you've been to them, and so have loads of others. So they bring in revenue, they bring in visitors.
It's funny, John, we, on our WhatsApp there, even the last couple of days, we're planning another trip up to Rostrevor for purely because of the mountain bike aspect of it. So we would love to have that. And there's loads, even around where we are. Like we have our own mountain bike events where we have built our own trails, but you know, we're blessed to have the permission of landowners and stuff who allow us to do that once a year because we are, you know, accessing their land. But it would be great to have something more formal.
I'm talking about, you know, a purpose built or purpose developed mountain bike areas. Where, you know, that's what they do, and that's where you go and you know what you're getting, and it's not like we don't have plenty of mountains and plenty of trees and plenty of, you know, trails already. It's just to dedicate something towards mountain biking.
Well, we've kind of, if you take the transition from road biking through to full downhill mountain biking, you go from road bikes to gravel bikes to hardtails, which are just the front end of it as suspension, to the full sus mountain bike, where both ends of the bike have a suspension. Now, we're very blessed that we do a lot of off-roading here, so we'll go out on the gravel tails, on the fire tracks, up to the windmills, up around Killybegs, up around the top of Ardra, and so on, all over the local area, and we'll ride on rough roads that you really couldn't take a road bike on. But you're absolutely correct, we don't have anything for the real hardcore downhillers.
Since I was chatting to you, Ronan, you had a couched 30k. How did that go?
That was brilliant. That was just, I'm not going to lie, we thought that was brilliant. And you know what? We had our Easter chart, so we had that 3-week program. We had loads of people to come out for it. We had loads of tea and cake, as I might have mentioned.
Yes.
Actually, Cess done most of the cooking, which was fantastic. So she's landed herself with that job as much as possible now, and it was just fantastic. Again, lots of people who had the bike in the shed, maybe lacking that little bit of confidence, coming out with us. The club pulled together. We just thought it was brilliant.
You were very persuasive, you see. You were on with me that last time.
That's it.
And if I was at home listening, I would be going, you know what?
But you know what? Now that you mention that, a lot of people were listening and actually contacted us after that and came up to us and stuck with it. And it was absolutely brilliant to see on that Easter charity cycle all that group together out doing sort of their first 30k. So great buzz, great sense of achievement out of it.
Listen, Bike Week gets underway on Saturday, continues for over a week, and if anybody's listening in and they're interested in what you're doing at the Chonaill Club online,
it's Facebook, it's on our social pages, so you can see on there the details of what we're doing from Saturday right throughout the week. We're going to be doing the leisure cycles. We've got the doctor bike coming to check the bikes. We've got the kids stuff on Sunday. We're going to talk to schools and stuff as well to promote the benefits of cycling. So Cess are off doing that and showcasing some of the bikes and how they work even, you know.
Okay, great. And at all the activities, plenty of cake.
Plenty of
cake.
No pressure, Cess.
No pressure.
Right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Get with the best. Virgin Media.